What's up, guys? Dave here. It is now 6:09 on Saturday, July 6th. And as you can tell, I have changed rooms, and there's a very good reason for that. Last night, the 5th, I had another problem where I couldn't breathe. I mean, at all. It scared the crap out of me. I thought I was doing everything right. Tried asking for help with the hose, with the air hose, to try and crank things up, but after a while, no one came to fix anything, and I started to freak out a little bit. I got mad that even though the air hose was cranked up all the way, I couldn't catch my breath. Once again, I was surrounded by nurses trying to figure out a way to help, trying to breathe, and I couldn't. Guys, it scared the ever-loving hell out of me. There's no scarier feeling than being surrounded by people that want to help you, and they can't, when you feel like you are effectively suffocating and drowning on dry land. They put me on what I later came to find out was called a BiPAP machine. It's kind of like a CPAP, but on steroids, where this thing literally wasn't just a air mask, but it forced the air into my body with high pressure. It took a few hours, and I'm not kidding, it's hours, to allow me to feel like I could actually be somewhat stabilized again. After that, they ended up switching me to a what they call a venti mask, which I've been calling the nose and mouth mask. And I was on that for a good bit, but although I was a little afraid, they started weaning me down slowly off of it. See, the thing that happened is I had a heart catheter thing yesterday, which means they had to go into my body, inject some dye, and see what's going on with my heart, why I was getting weaker. On the plus side, later today, they did find out and tell me that it looks like there's no blockages, otherwise they would have put some stents in while they did it. So no stents were needed. And I was worried, now does this mean that I'm going to be okay and just deal with medication? Or does this mean I'm going to have heart surgery? On the plus side, it looks like all I'm going to do is get treated with heart medication, get changed up on my blood pressure meds, and that's something I can fix. They've been fixing things already with an IV drip, so when I'm not on antibiotics, I'm on that. The culprit was, because this stuff was in my system, I had fluid overload. Between the stuff that was already inside me and the dye that they injected in me, there was so much fluid in my body, it was starting to swell into my lungs. They took an x-ray while I was trying to breathe. They verified it. The BiPAP, it was literally a lifesaver, guys. I was scared. As you can tell, I'm not quite talking normally yet. It's because for a while I couldn't really talk because I was breathing so hard. And when I was on the BiPAP, the thing kept forcing me to breathe so much that it was very difficult to talk. So I was kind of on this broken charade style of sign language for communication, only speaking when I really needed to, talking basically like a Dinobot. Or, with the sign language, more like Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, so, Yo Joe. Today, apparently that was enough to get me in early for dialysis. And it was weird, man. Being on the air hose was cranked up to max. Doing 4 hours of dialysis. They ended up getting 4.5 liters. Okay, like 2 liters of soda? They got 4.5 liters of excess fluid out of me in a 4-hour session. Thing is, they've been doing that regularly since last week. It's been helping, but I got so much gunk in me that it's taking its own sweet time to get out of me. But I feel more able to do little things here and there, except that I was wiped out as far as for physicality. I was moved to what they call a step-down ICU. Out of my old room to my new one. If you can private message me, I'll be happy to tell you what room it is. And, dude, it has just been nuts. I mean, I've said it before. I'll say it again. There have been days where I feel relatively okay, just needing to take care of things. There have been other days where I felt like I was in such pain or lack of ability to breathe. I was wondering if I was going to get out of this place alive, but last night felt like the hardest. I did my best not to panic, my best not to freak out. My thing was only to survive and focus on breathing. So needless to say, much like the Berlin song, this place managed to take my breath away. Look, if I can't joke about this shit in the face of danger, who can? And the fact that I can joke in the face of it makes me an absolute badass. So, honestly, I'm trying to get trending on Facebook and Twitter. Hashtag I'm a badass. So, let's face it. I mean, I may not be able to fight crime right now, but I got my own fights going on that would scare the shit out of a lot of other people. I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest. I really wouldn't. I am feeling a bit better, but like I said, I still feel like I'm talking in broken English about it because I'm trying to get used to breathing and talking again because, guys, I'm so fucking gun shy. Sorry for the language. I was so gun shy that I was afraid to expend any more energy than I absolutely needed to either communicate or keep surviving. Eventually, the fluid was pushed out of my lungs, and although it scared the crap out of me, the thought about stepping down off of it, apparently too much oxygen can eventually become harmful. So they eventually stepped me down. When I was on the nose and face mask, the venti mask, I was up to 15 liters of oxygen. Now I'm stepping down close to what I was before, which is 3. Whew. Gotta keep the wrong number on there. And my oxygen number right now is a 96% out of 100%. So saturation is fairly good. But right now, I mean, I was taken down so freaking low, guys. It's going to take a bit to recover and get my strength back. So I am definitely going to be here for a few more days. Which, I was okay with because I wanted to make darn sure that when I don't have an emergency call light going on, when I don't have a nurse or a doctor a scream away, if I can scream, or all that stuff, or even worrying about being able to actually physically pick myself up off the freaking toilet by myself. Unless I could do all these things, I didn't want to leave. And my instincts were right, man. I called it. I freaking called it. And I tell you what, man, there's nothing quite like feeling right about some life or death shit that even professionals may have overlooked. I know I am shaggy looking as hell. I do not have any shaving stuff. And I need to invest in stock for one of those tough blade things. By stock, I mean getting some more. I have some at home, but mostly I'd use my electric trimmer. But I never thought to pack that darn thing because, well, when you're full of gut pain, you get the essentials. And apparently, an electric trimmer is not considered an essential. Who knows? If I was under that condition, I probably would have been so loopy that I would have probably brought the trimmer, but not the power cord to plug it into. Things have been rough, guys. Things have been extremely rough. But I feel like I hopefully, I turned the corner. I'm watching my fluid intake. And I know it's going to be a few more sessions of dialysis before I feel 100%, but hopefully by that time I'll feel better enough to be out of here and be doing outpatient stuff. It's just, I got to make sure that I can breathe. So here I am in the step-down ICU of Leesburg Regional Medical Center. The views are a little different. On the plus side, where I only had one chair in my old room, I have two chairs, well, technically three, and a little mini couch. So I'm good for visitors if anyone wants to show the hell up. If you'll excuse me, guys, I've been drifting in and out now that I can actually get some rest, because trust me, I was not able to last night. I mean, I've taken sleeping meds and pain meds and felt like nothing would have changed it. And last night, nothing would have. I was up until like 5, 6 in the morning, and I finally dozed off a little bit. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. But I went through the ringer with my stomach. I took that thing down as far as I can go. Basically, this whole thing is going to have been an exercise in hitting the reset button on my body, taking it down as far as I can actually take it, and slowly building it back up. It's time consuming, and I think I got some boogies going on here. If you excuse me, I'm going to call a nurse so I can wipe my frickin' nose. Remember, hashtag, I'm a badass. I will take care, and catch you guys later. Thank you all for your support, your love, and your messages to me. Thank you for the prayers and well wishes. I think you guys might have helped me to turn a corner, to be honest. And I'll take all the help I can get to get the hell out of this ditch of despair and whatnot. Remember, hashtag, I'm a badass. Peace.